Let's conclude our discussion of the type A and type B thought experiment that we started 2 videos ago. So far, we have concluded that if you chose type A for the first 4 qualities here, then you want to build a startup that has the possibility of achieving abnormal profits someday. Now that day may never arrive. It may happen that you do not execute well and fail before achieving profitability. But in your case, there is at least a possibility of achieving abnormal profits. However, if you chose a single type B for any of your first 4 qualities, then your startup does not have the possibility of ever achieving abnormal profits. It can only achieve survival profits. We have also seen that if you chose type A for the first 4 qualities, then venture capital will play in your space to chase the possibility of abnormal profits. And as we proved in the last video, if you raise venture capital, you must have subsequent cash burn. Now, if you are still uncomfortable with cash burn, you may think that it would be your choice whether to raise venture capital or not, and that you may decide to forego raising venture capital in the first place, so you do not have to deal with cash burn. But remember that you chose all 4 type A. This means that in your space, a large impact on society is possible, the problem is unsolved, a scalable solution exists, and there is a race condition. The winner will lock others out and the losers will shut shop. So, in such a space, if you do not accept venture capital and your competitor does, you will find it very tough to win the race. There are countless examples of this dynamic, and if you want to read one, you can read about Andrew Wilkinson's tweetstorm of trying to build Flow without venture capital as Asana entered the space after them, raised venture capital, and ended up obliterating Flow. A link is in the description below. Creating a large impact on society is going to be capital intensive. If not for the sheer technical challenge, then at least because you will need to outrun the competition. And finally, if you are building a startup that can become abnormally profitable, then you will have the freedom to be very good to your employees, pay them more than market value, and provide perks that are not available elsewhere. Google and Facebook are good examples. Both are cash-generating machines on one hand and have some of the planet's most pampered employees on the other hand. Now, it is possible for you to build a spectacularly profitable business and still not treat your employees well. But I hope this is not what you aspire to be. Again, if you chose a single type B for the first 4 qualities, abnormal profits will not be possible. Only survival profits will be possible. So, venture capital or any kind of risk capital will not be available to you. So, you will need to build a business that is profitable from day one itself and does not need risk capital to cover losses. Also, you will find it very hard to pay your employees more than market value because you will be constantly fighting competition for survival profits. So qualities 5 and 6 are not really independent choices, but are an outcome of the choices you make for the first 4 qualities. Finally, if you chose all type A, you are running a race that if you win, you will win alone. Any other players will shut shop. This is the nature of your space. So if you win, you will create a monopoly. And if you chose a single type B, then the nature of your space is such that you are going to exist in perfect competition alongside thousands of other businesses and earn survival profits. The term startup is usually used to refer to businesses that are type A for all 6 qualities. And if you have a single type B, the business is usually called a lifestyle business. Let's summarize our discussion of the impact dimension. Large impact happens only at the frontiers of knowledge. So if you want to create a large impact on society in your lifetime, find a way to get to the frontiers of knowledge in your chosen field. Large impact ideas are capital intensive. So if you want to create a large impact on society in your lifetime, don't be afraid of raising and burning capital. Capital is an incredibly important tool to build a business. Learn how capital works and how to use it well. Impact, technology, and capital are bedfellows. All 3 go together. I asked these 2 questions in my pre-class survey to MBA students. You have seen this result in the previous video. The first question asks, if you were to start a startup, would you raise venture capital? Usually 90% of my class answers yes. The second question asks, if you were to start a startup, which type of company would it likely be? A technology company or a non-tech company? What's your answer? Only 40% of my class usually answers that they would start a technology company. This is again inconsistent because impact, technology, and capital are bedfellows. If you want to create a large impact, you need to be at the frontier of common knowledge, which is technology, and you must know how to use capital as an effective tool. If you want to create a large impact in your lifetime, get to the frontier of common knowledge in your chosen field. It is also a great way to start getting better kickoff ideas to start a startup. We spent a lot of time discussing idea vortex traversal in the learning dimension. A large part of idea vortex traversal is your journey to the frontier of common knowledge in your field, so that you know the problems that exist, the history of the failed solutions that have been tried, and what other solutions may potentially work. That's why the conventional wisdom for starting up is to solve your own problem. Because when you solve your own problem, you are already at the frontier of the space to be able to notice real and unsolved problems. When you start a startup to solve someone else's problem, you have to get to the frontier in a new field, and that journey can take years. A few tips to get to the frontier of your field. If you have a job, find a way to work at the frontier of your field, where there is chaos and things are changing rapidly. Don't work behind the frontier. Change jobs if your current job does not allow you to operate at the frontier. If you don't have a job, take a job or internship at the frontier of your field. Become an early adopter of new technology. Read publications and forums like TechCrunch and Hacker News every day to understand how the frontiers of knowledge are shaping up in various fields. Paul Graham, the founder of Y Combinator, has written a great article titled How to Get Startup Ideas, in which he says that the best way to get startup ideas is to live in the future and build what's missing. There's a link to this article in the description. If you are considering a career in venture capital, or if you want to be a successful angel investor, you should know that being at the frontier of knowledge is even more important. These careers have extreme information needs. You must continuously learn new things and always keep yourself at the frontier. You must live at the frontier and invest in what's coming before everyone else realizes that it's coming. In the next video, let's discuss how to measure the potential impact of your startup idea. Hey there, I'm KJ Saxena, founder of Relentless VC. The video you just watched is part of the Venture Capital and Entrepreneurship specialization, which is available absolutely for free on relentless.ventures. Go check it out. If you're a tech startup founder and want to raise money from us, you should apply on our website. Lastly, if you like this video, do subscribe and share it with your friends.